together strong.
Alright, so as you can see, today's episode will be about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Thanks to Gieter and the following review for leaving it in the comments.
Yep, and if you've got some time left, you can always check out the following review's own channel. Links are here and in the description.
Currently, it has a score of 8.1 on IMDb, which sounds quite good for a movie mainly about monkeys.
For this episode, Glenn brought PopcornCult, fiery Worcestershire sauce, and sun-dried tomatoes. Sounds absolutely interesting. As always, you can use our handy menu below to skip around in this review.
But now it's time to stop monkeying around and watch the summary voiced by VoiceOver Girl.
After the events in the previous film, the human race has gone almost completely extinct. A new society of apes, however, has built a peaceful home in the woods. Their leader Caesar has taught them a few tricks. When a group of humans crosses their path, a standoff unfolds. One of their leaders, Malcolm, tries to calm things down. They need to trespass the woods to regain their power supply. Others, however, get in his way and a big confrontation seems unavoidable.
Whoa, that shit looked bananas.
Yeah, but it's time to start talking about the story. Start.
Well, as far as the story goes, this movie had zero to none plot twists has actually surprised me. Consequently, I just couldn't get into the movie, and on top of that, this movie had no significant depth, which I guess was kind of acceptable for a default summer blockbuster. And thirdly, they did put a lot of effort in their inter-ape communication techniques, but it got kind of confusing because at one time the apes were barely able to speak, and a few minutes later they had full-blown conversations, and that was kind of weird. What did you think about it?
Well, before I begin, I just want to say this popcorn goddamn spicy.
Oh god. Anyway, your 30 seconds, they start right now.
Yes, the story was predictable and it had the typical Hollywood structure, but it also had this mix of action and emotion that you don't see very often. The movie wants you to be emotionally involved amidst all the action, but this just doesn't work all the time. It did have some very cool action scenes and it did get very emotional at times, but if you want to be an action flick, be an action flick, okay? Drop all the heavy emotional stuff.
Okay, for the story score of this film, I wrote down a 6.4 because I was kind of disappointed by it.
Yeah, I agree, so I give it a 6.5 popcorns.
Time to get on with the characters. Glenn, go!
Let's talk apes and humans. Now, the apes had more emotion than the humans. What the hell? They tried to give the humans emotional scenes, but I just didn't feel it. Also, you have Gary Oldman in your movie. Use him, and I use him some more. Now, I did very much like the scenes with just the apes. Watching them communicate and interact with each other felt new and refreshing, and because of that, I would have rather seen a movie with just the apes. The humans, in my opinion, were holding this movie back. And lastly, Carver. Okay, you're up.
Well, what I said in the story section kind of goes for characters too. None of the characters had real interesting identities. And secondly, well, you already said it, the apes had better acting going on than the human actors. So the motion actors really deserve a big round of applause. And my third point, well, you kind of already said it too. Gary Oldman was the only on-screen actor that deserved to get his credits. Too bad he didn't pop up a lot.
Okay, despite my comments, I still did very much enjoy the scenes with the apes, so I give it a 7 out of 10 popcorns.
Yeah, and I agree. Motion actors really saved this movie, so I give it a 7.2 for characters.
Finally, let's talk about the audiovisual. Go!
Well, I really like the gloomy setting of this movie, which really reminded me of Cloverfield, Matt Reeves' other big movie. Secondly, the CGI, it had its ups and its downs. The opening scene looked terrible, it was very unnatural. On the other hand, the apes look damn near realistic, but personally I'm not a big fan of movie with big and heavy CGI. And what did you think?
Well, like you said, the beginning of the movie looked kind of fake, but other than that, it had some very realistic effects, the one you would expect from a modern movie. The apes themselves looked very detailed and believable. And lastly, I'm glad that technology has come so far that we can see a monkey riding a horse, wielding 2 machine guns while jumping through a sea of fire. It looks better in the movie.
Because this movie had a big budget for its CGI, it was of course the best part of the movie, and I wrote down a 7.8.
Yep, I give it an 8 out of 10 popcorns. To finish up this review, we'll leave you with our final scores and reasons why you should and shouldn't watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I give this movie a 7.0. It's just not my kind of movie, but it was entertaining.
I also give the movie 7 out of 10 popcorns. In the end, I liked it, but it just couldn't live up to its own hype.
You should watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes if you want to watch a gloomy summer blockbuster, you're a fan of movies with impressive special effects, and of course if you want to witness a monkey riding a horse, wielding two machine guns while jumping through a sea of fire.
You shouldn't watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes if you're expecting a completely mindless action flick like, for example, The Expendables. You want to be surprised by the story, and if you're hoping to see a lot of Gary Oldman, because they didn't use him enough in the movie. Thanks for watching this video. Let us know what you think of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes in the comment section below.
You can always suggest us a movie to review. And finally, this popcorn is the strangest popcorn we've ever eaten. Glenn is a big fan, and I appreciate the effort that the popcorn makers put in this quirky recipe.
Okay, that's it guys. Till next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Click those annotations if you want to see more of our content.
You can also subscribe to the channel to get updated with our latest videos.
Lastly, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook to get a full view on everything we do.